You're very welcome. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. Okay, so if you're here, just say hi down below. For some reason, it's not showing the number up there. I'm just going to get coffee at 7-Eleven. Okay, well, I'm just about to walk up to the car, so I just got a new selfie stick. It's way better. If you want to get a selfie stick, go to Best Buy. So we're driving. I was just in the school, dropping my daughter off after school. So I can't believe it's 26 days already. So today's topic is all about taking the little things for ... granted. Don't take them for granted, because if you take all those little times for granted, you'll miss out on those little times. And then you know what? 3/4 of the time, the little times are the ones that really matter. We're on the move, driving. For some reason well, maybe it's all blurry because it's cold. So I'll just waiting for some more people to join. It seems like there's not many people today. I got the magical rays of sunshine coming in the back window. So maybe today's GoLive isn't gonna be that many people, but it doesn't even matter because I know that there's a replay, and yes please. I know that people who don't get to see it right now will get this chance to see it in a little bit. So, taking the little things for granted. Today, I get to pick up my daughter like I have been for the last little while. I've been able to drop her off at school. Give you a long view. It sucks because the long view you only get as long as my headphone jack will go. So I'm sitting in the car. We just went to 7-Eleven, taking advantage of this time that I have. Today is a pretty packed full day. I get to go to another one of my daughter's school plays. It's more of an assembly where they're going to sing Christmas carols and all that good jazz that they have at Christmas time. So taking the little things for granted, I find that I'm guilty of it myself. Like, I don't take those little times because you think, oh yeah, you got enough time in your life. But in actuality, I'm reading and listening to Pocket Full of Money, Happy Pocket. Excellent book. I almost wish that I had read it first rather than The Power of Now. But in actuality, I'm super glad that I didn't, because I've opened up my train of thought to a point where Happy Pocket, it's helped me to realize how certain things, aspects of your vibrational frequency actually work. This morning, I was listening to the time aspect and how they believe that time is actually like a soccer field. And there's 12 or so balls on that field, and there's one ball that's when you're first born, and then there's another ball way over to the side that's when you were, hi Sama, when you were 10 years old. And your perspective is if that first ball rolls to that 10-year-old ball, well, it takes you 10 years, but in actuality, time is the whole field. It's the past, it's the present, it's the future. And if you put the whole field and you were the whole field instead of just thinking about yourself and your body, then you actually realize that time has nothing to do with any of it. So taking the little things for granted is probably one of our biggest faults. I feel that when you take those little things for granted, you don't get to enjoy your life to the fullest. So Selma, you're my only viewer right now. My wife was on because she was out in the car and I was walking through the school. I'm starting to realize I'm talking about taking things for granted. So I just dropped my daughter off at school and we're gonna go back there in a couple minutes here because she has another school play, but it's all about Christmas carols. It's not so much a play, it's just an assembly, and her class and a whole bunch of other classes are gonna sing Christmas carols. So in this time of my inner growth, I'm taking advantage of all the little moments, those little times that you'll never ever get back, the ones that you'll never ever see again, and they seem to be really small, like this, in the whole picture of things, but in actuality, the whole picture of things is small itself. So those little tiny things are even smaller than you realize, and if you don't take them for what they are right now, then you're gonna miss out, and missing out is the biggest fault, the biggest guilt that I have, because I've missed out on almost 7 years. In the total of the 7 years of my daughter's life, I've probably got to spend 2 of them with her, maybe a little bit more because I was working at a recycling plant before I went gravel crushing again, but I gravel crushed right before me and my wife met. So if you guys can take one thing from my talk today, is to take the little moments. I know, Selma, that you've taken those little moments by not sending your daughter to daycare, and that's why we've made the choice for my wife to have a home daycare so that she could be home with our daughter instead of somebody else taking care of our daughter. You have definitely have to step up. I was actually out for a breakfast date with my wife this morning, and we were talking about how much I would have loved to be 24 again and learning what I'm learning now. I wouldn't like to be 24 and go back to when I was 24, because I had no clue, not a single clue on what I was going to do with my life. I knew that there was always a purpose, and now I'm in that purpose. I truly believe that. We went to Cora's. It's one of my wife's favorite places to go. I like to go to Phil's personally. They got the shredded hash browns. That's what I like. And I always get the same everywhere, bacon and eggs. So eggs are the same everywhere you go. So those are the little moments too. Like, I missed out on so many of the little moments. Is your wife your special guest today? I guess so. So this is my wife here. Her name's Crystal. She's got to drive, so I've got to let her drive. I should actually put my seatbelt on because when I got back in the car, I totally forgot. And accidents happen within the 5 minutes of home, and we're well within 5 minutes of home because we literally live down the street from my daughter's school. Hi, Crystal. She says hello back. Selma. So I am guilty, like big time guilty. I wasted all of my 20s. Like, actually not all of my 20s, because when I first met my wife, I was in my late 20s, and I started the actual times that I have with her and the times I had as in my late 20s. And as I got into my early 30s and now to my late 30s, I've tried my best to take advantage of all those times. But in actuality, because I've been stuck in the mindset that you have to get a good paying job and you have to work away from home, unfortunately, to get paid the higher wage or whatever, because I decided to drop out of high school and start working in Alberta. That's why I felt I needed to do what I needed to do. And yes, those times got me to where I am now. Hello, Cindy. Thanks for joining me. I'm very sorry I missed your Go Live this morning. When I clicked it, it kept repeating on your 2, 2, 2, 2. I believe you can park here. So I'm talking about the little moments in life and how, like, I'm probably one of the guiltiest people out there because I took advantage of my 20s like nobody's business, and I shouldn't have. I should have actually taken that time to grow myself in the best possible way I could have. I didn't choose to do that, and I'm not going to regret those moments because they got me to where I am. And like many people, and many people that I respect say, you have to suffer to learn. Then you have to go through those bad times and fall on your face a million times to get up and wipe yourself off again. So I gotta go inside the school here. Okay. Okay, well I have a couple more minutes.
12 minutes.
So, like I said, I'm one of the guiltiest people because I fell on my face a lot of times. If you want to consider some of those poor choices I made, falling on your face, I fell on my face enough times for probably about 4 or 5 people, which is okay because I definitely learned a lot of people skills and life skills. I mean, don't get me wrong, I quite enjoyed most of those falling on my face times, but I got to a point where I don't really drink anymore because of it. I realized how much I really don't like a hangover. It was a Monday night or a Friday night thing, and then it was a Thursday and Friday night thing, and then it was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night thing, and then it became an all week long thing. And to get home from work, and I made quite a bit of money drywall taping, and I was single, and get home and I had a big stereo in my bedroom. My roommates probably hated it, but I'd crank on the tunes that I liked, and I'd get ready, go to the bar, like I always say, pimpin' ain't easy. That's where that came from. I fell on my face though enough times to realize that why I don't like to drink and why I don't like to experience those hangover feelings, and like I don't partake in any extracurricular activities that are illegal or what people seem to think are illegal, because I've just gotten past that point. I've gotten to the point where I'm really enjoying being a father, I'm really enjoying being a husband, and I'm taking those little moments that I'm talking about and I'm gathering them all up into a basket or a shopping cart or whatever you want to call it, and holding on to them so tight, because those moments are going to go by so quickly that like I won't even realize, like I can't even fathom how fast they've already gone past. It seems like just yesterday I was in my 20s, like you, Selma, and it seems like just yesterday that I was still figuring this whole life thing out. I mean, I've always had pretty good smarts. I knew what I was doing was wrong at the time, but I lived my life to the way I wanted to live it, and I always have. But now it's in a time of my life where I'm actually realizing maybe if I had have, without regret, thinking back, if I had have woke up, smelled the coffee a little bit earlier, and maybe I wouldn't have made the same choices, and maybe I would have made so many more mistakes in the things that I'm doing now. I don't want to turn 25 yet. Yeah. Wait till you're my age, Selma. 38 years old. I'm turning 39 in May, which isn't that long. It's like 5 months away. And then there's only a year until I'm 40. So you've got 15 years on me starting this program, joining this community as early as you have, which is totally awesome. I give you the biggest respect and biggest love from my heart because you're smart enough. And maybe it's because you had children, or maybe the situation of moving from Bosnia, you know, like all life's experiences. Maybe you just you chose to not hang out with the losers, or I wouldn't call them losers, but the people that I hung out with that wanted to party their faces off and be like, yeah, woo, let's party, and waste all of your 20s away. Because in this time, you get to enjoy your children, you get to enjoy all of the things that you do with your husband. Like you had a date night the other night, which is totally awesome. Me and my wife too, we don't get out enough for our date nights. Oh, June years. Yeah, it does mean a lot to me that you get that chance. I'm very proud and grateful that I get to share this time with you, because I know that in my 20s, even 25, 24, 23, I wish that I had somebody around my age saying, hey man, like, you know, we could probably do this instead, or, you know, like, we could probably go this route and kind of avoid these puddles or potholes you're going to fall into. But like I said, maybe if I had done that, I wouldn't have made the same choices. I definitely most likely wouldn't have met my wife, and I wouldn't have had my daughter. So I'm very grateful for all those times. I'm not one to live in the past at all, and I'm not really one to be terribly sad over death. But those are situations that you deal with every day. And if you can roll with the punches and you can learn from everything, Hey Jess, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Say hi down below so people know you're here. You take those little times. Me and Jess went through a lot of those potholes and puddles together. We made a lot of poor choices in our 20s, and now we're better off for it, I think, because we did make all those choices and we did already live all those situations. Most definitely well worth it. I met Jess when he was, 13 years old, Jess, when I met you? And I come over to, it was like an ex-girlfriend's house, and my mom was friends. I was trying to creep you guys. Yeah, you can't creep us, brother. So I came over to one of my ex-girlfriend's house, and my mom was friends with her mother. Her mother since has passed away. She had HIV, and her daughter was born with HIV, and then her oldest daughter, I'm not sure what Shelby is. Do you know, Jess? And Jesse there was over at Shelby's place, and I come walking into the room, or I was in the room already, and I was playing Too Short on tape. There wasn't even such thing as CDs yet. And Jesse walks in and he's like, "Oh, I love Too Short." And there it was, really good friends. He's just one of my best friends in the whole world. I'm very proud of this guy. He's got 2 beautiful sons. He's got a beautiful wife. And hey, Meg, how's it going? I don't know, Jess, do you know Megan Keane? Too Short. Hashim's one of my buddies from Ottawa. Awesome. Glad everybody's joining me. Yeah, no problem, man. It's Hashim's birthday, everybody. You know Megan Keane? Hey, Megan Keane, do you know Jess Spence? He's here on the talk today. You guys are totally awesome. I'm very grateful that you guys joined me. It makes my day, actually, that I get to talk to such great people. The journey that we all have is so spread out, and each one of us has our own path to walk down, no matter if all of our paths connect in some way. Just on lunch, lucky to catch you. Maybe, I'm not sure. Happy birthday. Yeah, Jess says happy birthday, Hashim. So, all of us have our own paths to walk. Yes, I remember Jess. Yeah, he's living in Alberta too, up in Camrose. So, the path that we all walk is a pretty long path, or it's a pretty short path for some. And we might cross paths with other people along our journey. But in actuality, it's still your path that you're walking. And Jess has his path, and Megan has her path, and Selma has her path, and Hashim has his path. And yeah, we might cross paths, but in reality, it's just our path. And if you can take all of those little moments that we all usually take for granted and hold on to them as tight as you can, try your best to remember every last one of them, like taking your daughter to school, or like Jesse gets to take his kids to school. And all those little moments. Me and Hashim, when I had my first grand mal seizure, Hashim was there, and he was like right there, and he thought I was joking at first, and he come up behind me and he's like, "Oh my God," and then he realized what was going down, and then he went and got help, and I'm very grateful that he was there for me in that time. It's just amazing how many of those little tiny moments that people just overlook, and they just think to themselves like how not insignificant they are, when actually they are super significant. They're exactly what makes up every one of our lives. I'm kind of getting a little bit choked up here. I'm really super grateful for all you guys. You guys have made my whole life what it is. Like, super grateful. You guys are everything to me. I'm very thankful for all you guys and everything that you guys do. Every one of you guys. You guys show me every day what it is worth being as great as I try to be, because you guys show it through me, or I show it through you. Now I know what Cindy means by super embarrassing, but it's not even. I'm super glad to share this moment with you guys. You guys all rock my world. Like, definitely. There's that word again, definitely. So, the biggest message I want for all of you guys to take from today is that if you enjoy all of the moments that every last one of you get to experience, even if it's just helping an old lady out of the snow like I did last year in Ottawa. Just take those moments, hold them tight to your body, hold them close to you, share them with as many people as you can, because in actuality, I could get out of the car right now, go to cross the street into the school, and some jack is driving 60 through the school zone, and I get run over. So even this moment that I got to share with you guys is so worth it. Every last moment you get to spend with the people that you love, and the message of love itself is exactly those moments. So don't ever take those moments for granted. Don't ever think that those moments are going to come back around, because actually they're in the now. If you take the book, The Power of Now, and you realize they're all right now, and they're never going to come back, because they're going to be in the past, and the new ones are going to be in the future. Okay, I'm getting the signal, it's time to go. So I love you guys. Much love to every last one of you guys. I very much am grateful for all of the time I get to spend with you guys and all of my journey. And you guys are just awesome. I can't even say it enough. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you for spending this time with me and being fans of my GoLives. Okay, that's it for today. I love you guys lots, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Okay, bye.